it was a natural fit. Since 1972, I had made my living tracking rare objects, although I began my search for these objects long before I'd ever earned a cent. My career had begun not as a career, but as a sort of spiteful secret mission to reclaim our culture's lost treasures, one object at a time, from the colonizers. The more I learned about my new vampire life and all its strengths, the more I thought about my purpose in life. My work has given me purpose beyond servitude or mere survival. I could create some good for myself and others. The artifacts are 2 skulls I first encountered when I was still human. When I read the email and saw the photos of the skulls, the excitement in my work that I'd lost came back, and I nearly jumped out of my skin. My instinct told me these were the very same treasures I had been hunting for since I began my journey in acquiring antiquities. One skull is carved from pure clear quartz. The other is an embellished mosaic of turquoise and obsidian, set in a human skull with most of the teeth still intact. Judging from the photo, the gold that once plated the human skull had been scraped from the bone. The skulls had once belonged to someone I loved dearly. Her name was Chantico. She was like a mother to me when I first became a vampire. She helped me find the will to live for myself. I had been searching for centuries for these skulls, with no luck, and I'd been on the brink of giving up on ever finding them. It wasn't until the birth of the internet that my journey began to gain a little momentum, though every path had led to a dead end until now. However, life can be as unpredictable as the height of waves crashing on a shore. Now, at long last, the skulls were within my reach. The universe presented me the perfect opportunity to act on my desire to reclaim these treasures. So I simply had to fly across the Atlantic to purchase those skulls and keep them safe. The catch was the skulls were now in London with a private collector. But this purchase was too important to leave to chance, to buy on the evidence of digital photographs alone, even if the photos I'd been emailed appeared legitimate. My usual London-based antiquities broker, Horatio Hutchings, a trustworthy man in the business, assured me it was not a scam. However, he did not possess the same skill that I did in detecting forged objects, and I had seen my fair share in my many centuries of existence. To reclaim the skulls, and with them, a part of my soul, I had to take the trip. And that trip would be first class all the way, including the best hotels. Everything paid for by the business I had built from scratch, and the antiquities I'd acquired over time. I deserved to have everything I wanted in this life. Divine timing can be a stubborn bitch, but when she comes through, she delivers divine rewards. And so, eager to finally possess the skulls, and with a nagging desire to travel, I created a 4-week itinerary to explore Ireland and England at the same time. Spain would be the next place I'd visit, where perhaps I could finally lay my anger at its colonizers to rest. And finally Vienna, Austria, to see the penacho, a rare surviving Aztec headdress, bright green and feathered, that didn't belong halfway around the world from its country of origin. In a museum for people who could not fully appreciate its true importance. Indeed, part of my mission has been to reach out to museums around the world and broker deals to give back stolen items to their original cultures. The treasures can then go on tour or on loan to museums in other lands. However, sole ownership belongs to the people who created them. That particular headdress had long been on my radar. I figured my kind emails to the museum were not doing enough, and that my power of persuasion in the flesh could serve me better.